Hi, in this tutorial I'm gonna be creating this kind of abstract image using Maya Mesh. So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a cylinder and press T to edit this perimeter. So I'm just gonna make it a triangular shape, and we can just get rid of the bottom faces and those unnecessary edges. And now we're ready to create the mesh network. So for that, let me rotate it like that so it perfectly aligns to the grid. And now let's freeze the transformations. Now let's create mesh network simply by hitting that create mesh network button, and we can go to mesh editor to see every mesh network in the scene. So now what we have to do is tweak this distribution setting. So all I need is just 2 of them for now, and let me adjust the distance. And I want it to be rotated in y-axis, so let me rotate it like that. Wanted to make it upside down to make a triangular grid. And also we can set the right distance to align this so we can make a perfect grid. So that's gonna work fine. So if you're done, go back to the main mesh node. We can add a replicator node. Simply hit that. If you do it, you're gonna see how it goes. Let's go with 20 of them. Also, we should set the offset for distance between those replicants. So let's set the offset distance. We want a little bit of gap between those replicants. So maybe that's gonna work fine. Now if you're done, again we can add another replicator node like that. Let's go with 20 again, and also adjusting the offset position so you can get perfectly aligned grid. Now we got this kind of shape. Pretty awesome. And if you want more number, you can just simply increase the number of replicants and adjust the offset position again. A simple workflow. And back to the mesh node, and we can add another node. Let's go with signal, so it randomly offsets the position of all those replicants. So what we can do with it is we can only translate it with the position Y. So if you play it, it kind of animates. So if you want a moving motion graphics, you can go with that. And it already looks pretty nice and complicated, but I only want the center to be animated. So to do so, we can create follow-up object. We can simply go to follow object tab and right click and create. Now we got this fall off mesh. If you go to outliner, you're gonna see it. Here it is. So if you move it, you can see how it affects this mesh object, and you can get whatever shape you want now. And now let's add more details. We can grab our original mesh we used for this distribution. We can go there and let's bevel the edge like that. You're gonna see all those will change like that. And actually I want this to be flat, so let me harden edge. So now we got that flat shape. And now after all that, we can also add material to this thing. I'm gonna go with the black color and with the matte on this, so looks won't visible in the render view right now because we don't have any lights in the scene. So let me quickly add some lights. Let's add a sky dome light and let's use ramp texture for the color of the light. And you can simply add some gradients like that. Let me turn on the viewport preview, so we can see the overall results. For some reason my on render view is not working, so let me use the legacy IPR render. So this is how it looks like. But I want more details, so let's make this edge light up so we can get more beautiful looking. So I'm gonna select these faces we beveled, and we can just select similar and assign new material for this thing. And I'm gonna remove the base weight, and I am going to add emission weight. Now all of those faces are emitting those lights, and maybe we can go back to the original mesh and adjust the fraction to get different shape. So looks not bad to me. So now we get this kind of result, but I want to use different light distributions so we can get more variety, and also we can tweak the color a little bit. To do so, again back to the this mesh object, and we can go to the material we just added for those edge lightings, and we can go to color and we can use texture for this one, and let's choose ramp. But before we do that, we should unwrap it first. So I'm gonna use the simple planar mapping there. So if you say in a UV editor, it simply maps like that. can simply fit in 0 to 1 space. Now it's gonna work with the RAM shader. So let's go back to the RAM texture, and we can use circular ramp, and I want center to be bright and rest of the area to be blacked out. You can see how it affects. And go to the hypershade to work on this material. So if I go back to the ramp texture node, and of course you can tweak the color if you want. Let's go with some futuristic blue color, and also you can add more noisy color distribution, so randomly distributes this lightings, so you can get more cool random effects there. You can even animate it if you want. So let's find some best shape. I think I like this one. And also you can use HSV color noise. You can sort of see how it changes. It has a little bit of variety in color. Kind of like it. You can add color noise like that. That's basically how it works. You can get your best result. You can even keyframe this value to animate it. Animate this color shifting, you know. It's kind of cool. I think Maya is real powerful too for motion graphics. So basically that's it. Now we can get a proper camera angle and simply render this out. If you don't want your environment, that background to be disappeared, you can simply turn off the camera visibility and set the viewport sky radius to 0. It will disappear, but it will function. Let me IPR render this out. And this is how it looks. And for the render settings, I'll close that out. You can kind of extract the emission AOVs, and you can also use denoiser from RGBA AOV. So you can get best result in a short period of time with that. So let me just render this out real quick. And yeah, hit render button like that. Real fast. So I'll load this image file in Photoshop. You'll be able to find your rendered images in your project folder. If you didn't set up the project, you can simply go to File and Set Project. That's how it works. And you can use images you want. There's a original one and denoised one. Guess denoised still worked out very well, so let me use the original one. And you can get the emission AOV separated from the original one. So get the beauty and emission AOV. So the reason I extracted emission AOV is that we can use this thing for simple glare effect. So let me demonstrate that real quick. We can simply select this layer and add motion blur or blur filter. Let's go with the motion blur and just blur it like that, and we can simply change it to this layer type to screen. So I see the difference. You can set the opacity a little lower than this. It's got cooler looking there. It's an option. So if you didn't extracted the emission AOV, you can just duplicate the layer and kind of extract those luminosity. You can simply go to adjustments and just this threshold, and you can just extract those bright area. And also you can use something like that to get a nice color. And also you can motion blur or just use the simple Gaussian blur, and it works the same basically. Anyway, that's it for my tutorial, and if you liked it, hit the like button or subscribe to this channel, and like always, thanks for watching.